So I'm wondering if everybody's looking at the stream.
I think it looks amazing.
Yeah. Not. We're looking at a skull, Doomer.
Is it?
I am.
Is it just me, or is it more saturated than usual?
I mean, I think it looks nice.
This is an entirely new setup.
Yeah, it's totally different. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is very, very.
Dumey's on the left instead of the right. We're all gonna die.
But you know,
I love the porthole. It's so cool. I love the porthole.
Oh, this is very cool.
but you know, there is something
I
missing.
do like.
Uh-oh.
Because
boy,
we do
what's
know
missing?
what day it is.
Yes, yes, we do.
100%.
Oh boy.
Yes.
I am the Force Ghost of Demaricus.
Nice.
Oh, that was great.
That looks cool.
That
That is fantastic.
Oh, that looks so cool.
So, who struck you down so that you could become more powerful than you could possibly imagine?
The spectator stone.
Obviously, it was me.
In my lust for power, I did it to myself.
Oh, even
That
more
tracks.
drama.
Doesn't that mean you couldn't become a Force Ghost?
Where's
Like,
that written in the
according-
Jedi rules?
Canon?
Yeah. Where's that in the
It's-
sacred text?
The
I mean,
sacred
we do
texts
have
were
4
moved
cannons.
before they were struck by lightning.
We have 4 cannons and ballistas, so we can make up whatever we want.
If we get attacked by something, I'm going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Say what?
I'm not spoiling it.
Oh,
Bitches, cannons.
Just gonna go into the theme song because there's a new theme. Well, not a new theme song, but a new opening, and we're just gonna go into that. So we will be right back after the opening. See you guys in a second. So yes, would anybody like to recap from the last session?
I can give my best shot at it if you like.
Go for it.
So, last session we were sailing on the seas, having narrowly beaten the angels, the Asimar celestial things that had been corrupted. And then we see what seems to be a sinking hulk on the horizon. They put up a white flag, and there was a debate as to whether or not we should go and help them if they were in trouble. As they came closer, however, it turned out that it was in fact a floating leviathan that had been fashioned into a very smelly shop by some industrious kobolds. Some trades happened. Galloway was very interested in a hammer, and in the process of those negotiations was almost traded away to the captain. But instead we managed to end up with an additional crew member, a kobold known as Number 2, who potentially blew up their previous ship. Did I miss anything?
It wasn't a floating shop. It was just basically the carcass of a leviathan turned into a ship. But everything else seemed pretty good. We did gloss over the bit of tension where Captain Mia didn't want the kobold, but was brought on the ship anyway.
Did we talk about how Gallo was nearly sold?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, we start our session with a bunch of barrels filled with junk and other miscellaneous pieces having been brought onto the ship, while the little kobold starts pulling it along to wherever he was shown to be his room, and the floating carcass of now jubilating kobolds floating off over the horizon. This is where we are now.
I'm trying to sneak away again while they argue.
I'm gonna look at Garg and look out towards the jubilating kobolds and ask, do you think that's a sign of anything to come? Do you think we might have made a mistake?
My intuition tells me yes, but my heart tells me no.
Is this the same organ that tells you about breakfast sandwiches?
Well, I do love breakfast sandwiches.
Fair enough. I suppose it's trustworthy for now. Might want to keep an eye on the kobold, though.
For reasons of keeping things from falling apart, that seems like a good idea.
Anything else going on the ship at this moment?
I'm downstairs locking up all of the treasure if anyone wants to avoid confrontation.
I'm
I
sneaking
went
downstairs.
over to the kitchens to start prepping meals for everyone.
I think I was helping number 2 get his shit on the ship. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were.
I would be single-mindedly following number 2 and Malagos, and just like every now and then glance at the hammer, look at Malagos. I am unsure what the deal that went down is.
I don't really know either.
Just take it.
Oh, we haven't.
It has not been
Worst
given
case-
to me.
What?
Galloway can't accept the hammer because it hasn't been given it.
A transaction has not taken place.
This is true.
That is true.
So where are you leading number 2 to at this moment?
Well, we took him to a room and said, you stay, like, your stuff is in this room. And it was like one of the spare rooms we had, I thought.
Okay. So yeah, he's trying to drag the barrels.
Malagos is carrying the barrels.
And
Or at least one of them.
Gallo would helpfully pick up one of the barrels as well and very robotically move it.
Once the five barrels are laid out, he starts laying out tools, or what you can only consider are tools, onto the workbench, just kind of mumbling to himself. All right, and I got this, and 4 of those, and I was looking for that, and he just kind of sets the big hammer down next to the table. Okay. This is home now.
Is that the hammer? Oh, out of character, is that the hammer that, like, Galloway was carrying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Originally, he called it Bottle Smasher.
Right. I thought I tried making a deal with him about trading it for something.
Yeah, you were gonna
Originally,
trade
yes.
Galloway.
No, I thought I said I was going to give him something else instead of the Bottle Smasher. Or in lieu of the Bottle Smasher so Galloway could have it.
That would
I
thought I
be
was.
something
because
for
he
you
was
to
like,
remember.
I need.
Okay, after the past month I've had, I don't remember half of the things.
You were saying something, Mia.
He didn't agree to trading anything but Galloway because he said that he needed it to make things.
Originally, when the trade for the bottles was happening, he offered the Bottle Smasher as well, and then when we said no, he put it down, and then when we showed some interest, he said, no, I need it. That was the course of events.
That does sound correct. Because it's his, like, blacksmithing hammer, basically.
Yeah, you know what I do have? I probably have a hammer in my glassmaking kit. Or no, what's the glass making kit?
Glass.
I wouldn't think a hammer would be in a glass making kit.
No, glass blowing probably doesn't involve hammers. Pliers, yes.
I mean, I don't know if one of you had a dungeon delving kit that has a sledgehammer, maybe. I don't.
I mean, anything can be a hammer if you
I
think
dig
about it.
through my, I dig through my carpenter's tools. Would this be a good trade for the bottle smasher? It has a superior curve to its face. It would make a nice peen hammer, suitable for shaping of metals.
Carpenter's tools. Give me a persuasion check, Galloway. First roll of the game.
I have a +5. This should be fine.
Scroll down.
Should be fine.
That is the 4th nat 1 I have rolled within 5 hours, if you include Akami's campaign.
Just blame Owood.
Have you thought about using different dice?
I am using the fluctuations of a laser. The laser hates me.
That's
It really does.
So while number 2 is working through his items, he turns around to see the hammer and kind of tilts his head. It's not very big.
You could make it bigger.
Malachus is going to take off her backpack and dig through it. And
Oh,
she
boy.
does have a spare shield. It's in my inventory. I don't wear it. I don't use it. No one else has been using it.
Okay.
And it's just a plain shield, so. Number 2, hammer and shield for bigger hammer?
What am
You
I
could
gonna
wrap this
do?
around.
What's the shield made out of?
Metal. Wrap this around that hammer, make it bigger, melt it down, make it big. I don't.
Give me a persuasion check, Malagos.
Oh, Malachus is so really good at these.
He kind of walks over and like picks up the little hammer like from the bottom with like 2 fingers. Very condescendingly, by the way, for a kobold.
Yeah.
And then looks at the shield. You want bottle smasher? It's only good for breaking bottles.
Galloway would like it. Reasons of his own.
It's also
Anger.
good for breaking the skulls of enemies, and I would like to just flicker the felt through my face.
Malagos even takes a step away, like, oh. Hello.
Alright,
When you're made for war.
You can have bottle smasher.
Nah, Malagos gives him the plain shield.
And the carpenter's hammer. And until you replace your hammer, Galloway, your carpenter's tools are pretty much useless.
I can use Bottle Smasher.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes.
Do you not remember what it was, Galloway? And why we
Yeah,
said you...
it's an ancient dwarven. It's an ancient dwarven hammer with an interior of stone wrapped in metal, with dwarven runes.
It's not going to work very well for carpenter items, and if it's a magical item that somehow has a sentient being, like... Well, you're going to piss it off. Don't piss off your
I
weapon.
know. It was kind of a joke.
We'll just have to see what it is
Much
whenever you
obliged.
finally attune to it.
Well, in any case, if you happen to need carpenter's tools, Kyrie has some.
There you go.
Oh, that's helpful.
Nice.
Maddie. I heft the hammer over my shoulder and totter off to find Garganoth. Thank you, Malagars.
You're welcome.
Give me an athletics check, Galloway.
Can I use my charisma modifier?
No.
I mean, that's not a bad roll.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it is heavy for you, but you're definitely able to pick it up and cart it off.
This is going to be great once I attune to it.
Alright. Number 2, after making the trade, sets the shield down on the table and starts to, like, take bits of cloth from the barrels and cover up the portholes that are in the room just to block out the sunlight. Alright, very busy, go.
Remember, no catching or blowing holes in this ship. Or catching it on fire.
Yes.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
Alright, Jack Sparrow. And with that, Malagos is going to leave him, but she's not going to shut the door because she's just going to, like, watch him as she backs away and then joins Galloway, and she's like, oh, Mia's going to kill me. Well, could be my problem.
If she kills you, that would be retribution.
You know what? I did say I would watch him. He's my responsibility.
Hey, does anyone need help down here? I don't want to interact with Mia's wrath right now.
You know what? I'll join you, Hawks. What are we doing? Do we need to organize some things?
Yeah, sure, let's go do that.
Let's go.
I'm just assuming we're going over to Sarah and
Oh,
helping
we're
her
just going-
organize shit.
Exactly. We're gonna label that shit. We're gonna label the label the rooms.
Zaren's going to be categorically taking down a detailed manifest of all of the treasure we have. And it is meticulous bookwork, I will have you both know.
Good to know.
She's counting every nail, every grain of gunpowder.
And we're gonna help.
Every
Yes.
atom of oxygen.
What?
It's the fucking
Two.
list. It's the list from Coraline on she has to go count the windows and go label everything that's blue.
Yeah.
I don't care about that stuff. I care about the expensive shit like counting every single dragon scale.
Fair enough.
And then working out how I can best lock all the exterior windows, the interior windows, and the doors. Not that I would consider myself paranoid.
Oh, I know what I can do. I can make sure we're getting on course.
Yeah, that'd be really important.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that.
Mm-hmm. Please don't let us crash into a coral.
I made no promises. You did this to yourselves by making me the navigator.
Because you know the waters.
He knows under the waters. Above the waters is an entirely different matter.
He knows under the waters, which means he'll know where the corals are, so we can avoid them.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
You assume a lot about hawks, don't you?
You know, I would think that a fishman would know where corals are.
Except
have
for the
confidence
fact
in
that
you.
he's never left his village until he was teleported away.
So, this room where all of the expensive stuff is, are there exterior windows that lead to the outside of the boat?
for safety reasons, every chamber has exterior windows.
Wonderful. I'm going to start locking all of them.
For safety reasons, that's a bad idea.
It'll be fine. I'm going to put like a memo out to the whole crew being like, don't go in this room unless you need something if the boat is under attack. Don't go into this room. It's basically going to be like an elevator. Don't go in it in case of emergency unless you have teleportation magic and or can breathe underwater. If you're on the inside and the boat starts sinking, you just use a knife to cut the interior ropes and then you can get out. It's not that complicated.
Hi, Mia. We're on course. Just thought you'd like to know.
Oh boy.
Mia just nods.
Oh, and good luck in that fight with Travis later.
Nods again.
Hux is just gonna hang his head and walk away.
As Hawks is walking away, I'm actually gonna go check on Mia. I'm gonna kind of slowly make my way up. Mia, are you all right?
Mia's gonna look. So, we're not like moving ourselves around on the map, are we? I just want to know like who's in my immediate area.
I would assume Kyrie would have been back in the infirmary.
I'm just walking down the stairs to head below deck.
All I goes is below deck. Darren's probably down there too, I think.
Yeah.
So I guess like then my question is anybody but Amber up here.
I believe I'm at the top. I'm on top deck somewhere.
Yeah, I think you and I had been talking, so I think you and I are the only ones still on the top deck besides Mia.
Okay. Mia would be just like, to be frank. No.
Anything you want to talk about? Anything I can help with? And for all intents and purposes, I would prefer you stay as Mia, not Frank.
Don't diss Frank. You don't know.
I don't, but I much prefer you as Mia, as you are.
Well.
Who's Frank?
Mia's trying to be Frank, but I'm trying to talk her out of being Frank so she could just be Mia.
Mia, is this how you would like me to address you? I mean, potentially Frank, is this... Oh, this is confusing.
Well. Seeing as nobody does address me, it doesn't really matter. They wouldn't listen to me anyway.
Oh, come on now. Have you lost faith in your leadership capabilities?
No. I've lost faith in the need for them.
Well, we have grown a lot altogether.
I am struggling with how I feel like I am being God, I don't want to sound like such a bitch, okay? Like, I am struggling with how I am being disrespected.
Garganoth clenches his fist. By who?
By everyone, Garganoth.
May I ask in what way?
Well, it seems that my role here is not being taken by anyone with any grain of... I don't want to be an authoritarian, that's not what I'm saying, but if I am supposed to be a captain or a leader, somebody who makes decisions, the decisions flow down the line and they are heated and or discussed.
Garganoth lowers his tone. Is this about number 2?
It's about a lot of things, Garganoth. Number 2 is just the fucking cherry on top. When you have someone, and maybe it's just me, I am so used to the person of authority, the person who was designated to do a job. When they do that job and they tell me something, I do that. I do not go and seek out other people to tell me what to do unless otherwise told. I do not ignore them for favor of someone else. I do not heed to someone else. And I'm, frankly, lately, probably since we've come back here, it's very obvious that the 2 years that we spent separate deteriorated our relationships in some ways. And it feels like I am now taking a back seat to other people who are filling my role. And if that is what people want, and they want Mia the hired hand, I will be Mia the hired hand. But I will not give you anything more than that.
Well, you know, during your absence, I think people just sort of asked themselves, what would Mia do in this situation? And we all just sort of got used to the way things were, and we grew as people, and we felt those leadership qualities in us. And, you know, maybe now that you're back, some of us are trying to either go above and beyond and try to, I don't know, maybe impress you, or you know, just try to show that they're prepared to take on bigger things. But hey, you know what? I mean, a big adventure. This is what'll bring us all back together. You know, after 2 years, shake off all that rust, get us working as a team again, and you know, in your capable hands, I have no doubt that we'll succeed with anything. And I'm sorry that you know, we're making you feel the way that you do, and I'm sure it's something that we'll just shake off with time.
Appreciate your optimism. And you can see that Mia's face is like, it's struggling, right? Like, tense, glassy-eyed, trying to hold back any sort of emotion. I just don't know if what you're saying is true for everyone else here. It has been made abundantly clear, especially even in the last day or two, several times, that I'm not needed in the capacity in which I am used to being needed. And what I'm trying to say is, when a captain gives you an order, when a captain tells you something, and it is blatantly disregarded because you don't want to do that, and you want to do whatever you want to do, that makes the position of captain, of leadership, defunct. Not needed. Okay? Garganoth, it's clear to me that everyone else here just wants to do whatever. Okay, they want to make their own decisions, and that's what they have to live with. Because what people don't know, or what they don't choose to know, is that every day, every minute of the day that we're here together doing this thing, I am constantly making decisions. I am making extremely tough decisions that do not always land me in the best light, but I make them to keep everyone safe, to make this as easy as possible for everyone, to make sure that you all get out of this unscathed as much as possible. And not everything is something I tell you I'm doing. I'm just doing it.
Garganoth pats you on the shoulder and says, "Ah, Mia, that's the dichotomy of leadership. Believe me, you're doing a great job, and I'm telling you, whether you may or may not believe it, the moment that we find ourselves in trouble, we're going to be coming to you for help."
But I don't want that, Garganoth. I don't want to be disrespected, bullied, and overlooked until you're in trouble. Do you not see how hurtful that is? How draining that can be for someone?
I see where you're coming from. I hear what you're saying. You know, but as they say, sometimes there are too many cooks in the kitchen, and they think they can do it better their way until they either realize that they can't or they need help from another cook. But then I guess you'd have to figure out the balance between how many cooks would be necessary and then carry the one. And I get what you're saying, and I wish I had the words, or you'd be able to feel how I feel in my heart, that while their actions or our actions may not be reflecting it, that is not how we think of you.
I think I'm just tired. I'm tired of being shit on. I'm tired of feeling inadequate. Everything I do is questioned.
Being a leader is definitely one of the hardest things.
I appreciate you and what you're trying to do. But I think I just need someone to see. And Mia breaks.
Garganoth would like to do a check that would give me a hint as to whether Mia would appreciate a hug or not in this situation.
I don't think you need to. I mean, I think she would take a hug.
Yeah, I don't bother with that. I just reach out and just kind of wrap my arm around Mia.
And Garganoth hugs Mia tight.
I think you should either prepare Malagos or anyone else to take over, because everyone defaults to her anyway.
We're a team, Mia.
I think I just need someone in my corner who sees what I'm going through, and I need some time. So if you could watch the wheel.
Of course. You take all the time you need.
Yeah. And Mia's going to go to the captain's quarters.
Garganoth, make me an athletics check as you take over the wheel.
My roll 20 is still not loading.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you. I'm watching through the stream, but it still says loading.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep, easy to take over. You may continue.
Garganoth is just having some brief inner dialogue of, oh my god, I've been in the mountains and on land all my life. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what my captain asked of me, so I'm gonna be here, damn it, and I'm gonna make her proud.
Okay.
Pardon the pun, but Amber's kind of in the same boat. I'm just kind of standing with Garg, acting, I don't know, as like a pseudo first mate, observer, something, just to, because I don't want to go below deck. Amber does not want to go below deck, but I'm not thrilled to be on top of the boat, so I figured just hang out with Garg for now.
Your company's definitely appreciated, because Garganoth is he's not panicking or scared, but you know, he's just like, holy shit, this is happening, I'm doing this.
That face when you drive for the first time.
Yeah,
one
pretty
from
much.
the underground and one from the desert. Never been on a boat between the two of them, and now they're stuck. And now they're stuck trying to pilot the damn thing. This can't possibly end badly.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hawks is sitting on the stairs on the between the top deck and middle deck, looking at the maps.
Gallo was headed up to find Garganoth. Would he have run into Mia on the way?
I would assume so, but I think that's up to Mio, depending on which stairs she used.
Where the most, like, direct path would have been.
You either have the starboard or the port side stairs, because you were right at the wheel.
I guess, like, if she would have looked and seen Galloway headed in a direction, she would have used the other direction.
Okay, so yeah, you probably didn't run into her, Galloway. If she's purposely trying to avoid people, then yeah. Anything else going on the ship?
I mean, I mentioned earlier that I was making food for everyone.
Yes, you did. How's that going?
That's about... Should I be rolling any checks for that?
Do you have cooking tools?
I mean, I know I've got a proficiency in cooking tools. The thing, I didn't grab any for items I've got on me.
I tell you what, I'll give you a wisdom check with your proficiency with the cook's utensils to see how good of a meal you're putting together.
Thank God.
That one?
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Okay.
Before I do anything at the moment, is there anything anybody else wants to do before we skip ahead just a couple hours?
Gallo is going to excitedly show Garganoth the dwarven hammer.
Go right ahead.
Or as excited as Gallo can get.
I look forward to hearing this.
Created Garganoth. I have procured an artifact of our people.
Garganoth mentally hesitates for just a moment before realizing or remembering Galloway's backstory. Oh, yes! Yes, our people, yes. Well, what do you have here, Galloway?
I am not entirely sure of what it is. It is called... I just need to...
Bottle smasher.
It is called... Djruthourhi Jigmada. The small kobold had it. It has dwarven craftsmanship.
Garganoth would like to examine the bottle smasher.
Okay. Give me a history check.
You said it was made out of stone, right?
Yes.
I am humbly requesting you
oh, that's right.
to check for me.
Yes.
And also, I think Garganoth has a stone masonry thingy.
Yeah, I think you do.
I think it pertains mostly to history. Like the history of the stonework.
History skill and add double your proficiency bonus. But you're already proficient in history skill. You're gonna have, yeah, you're gonna have an extra 5 to this roll. I shouldn't have. So it's 20. Okay, so Gar, as you look at this hammer, you can easily tell that it was once an artisan's hammer, made from very hard granite, and it appears after some inspection that the head was separated from the handle, and that a new handle more suited for combat was designed and fitted into place, as well as the metal bracing around the stone head. It has no real historical significance other than it looks like there was an artisan who changed it from being a tool of artwork and trade into a weapon of war.
Okay, and I'll share that with Gallery.
Interesting.
Well, what are you gonna do with it? You gonna smash some bad guys?
I was considering it. Unless, of course, you would prefer to wield it.
No, Galloway. No, thank you though. But I mean, I'm very content with Whelm. I am fascinated by the dwarven markings on here or the craftsmanship, but other than that, I mean, even if I was, it's not mine to take. I appreciate it though.
It reminds me somewhat of my people. We were not originally made for war. Many
Well,
of us
then.
were made for agriculture and mining.
I would consider it a fitting weapon in that case. What kind
Yes.
of agriculture did you do out of curiosity?
Oh no, I said many of my people. I
Oh.
myself was created specifically for war. I was a general.
A general? Oh my. That's quite the title, my friend.
Thank you.
Gallo, give me a history check with disadvantage. Thank you.
I'd love to just have consistent rolls. I
They
don't
are
like
consistent.
Hey, I get I either get above 20 or below 10. There's nothing in the middle.
Middle doesn't exist.
The middle is a lie.
Does my 9 give me any indication of what I was trying to realize?
No.
Gallo, you just see a spark fly off from sorry, Gark, you just see a spark fly off from Gallo's temple and his head twitch.
Should I be worried?
It's probably fine.
It's probably
A different voice. A different voice says, "This model is due for a service. Overdue by 99999."
Galloway?
Should you use the hammer on him?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Creator Garganoth.
Creator Garganoth? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Garganoth,
You're not telling us, Guard.
Garganoth pats Galloway, and then he'll say, "It's gonna be okay, buddy. We'll get you looked at."
You're a papa.
It is I, Grandfather Garganoth.
Oh, hell.
The designation of creator has been given to many of the dwarvish clans.
Happy guard.
Yeah.
I thank you for looking at this hammer. I shall spend some time with it and adapt my exoskeleton to be able to wield it efficiently.
Well, good luck. Let me know if you need me for anything. Though, I've got to try how to figure out to do this thing with the ship and trying to pretend not to be nervous or anxious about it and.
Proximity alert. Proximity alert. Cliffs ahead.
I'm sorry, was that quicksand?
I said cliffs ahead.
Ah.
Although quicksand's actually funnier.
I mean, I don't know what universe that would be in, but sure, why not?
That sandbar's running.
We
really
figured
fast.
out that Galloway's internal GPS is so off because he's trying to align an old grid system with the current one.
True.
Amber, you're not helping.
It's not my fault the sandbar can run.
Deep breaths, Garganoth. Deep breaths. Everything's okay. It's not like everybody's life is in your hands.
So we're gonna skip ahead a little bit unless there's anything else anybody needs to do. Hearing none.
Nope.
We're gonna skip ahead to dinner.
Uh-oh.
So as 6 bells ring, it is dinner time, and a few of the crew begin to help Travis set up the table for the ship staff and the table for the crew. Does everyone on the staff attend the dinner as the evening crew begins to take over watching the ship?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kyrie will
Yes.
go to dinner.
Mia will not be there.
Garganoth is going to stay at the ship's wheel because that's where he believes he should be.
Someone did offer to relieve you, Gar.
Oh, did they? Who was it?
Yes.
It's the evening crew.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So everyone minus Mia, Captain Mia, is there at the table. And as the crew, for the last couple hours, the crew have been having whispers about a little unrest among the ship's officers. People wondering about why the captain has left the wheel. Some whisper that it might be seasickness. Others whisper that it might be infighting. And yet others whisper that she might be grieving, leaving her partner behind. These are what you all have heard in the last couple hours before dinner. Of course, only Amber and Garganoth know the truth.
Well, Are we walking... Am I walking by any of these people, like...
You're at the table.
Well, there's... Oh. Okay.
These are just what
This
you've
is
heard in the last couple hours.
In the galley.
Hey, guys. Has anyone seen Mia?
No, but I was gonna drop food off to her after dinner.
They are about 6 feet tall, white hair.
We know, Galloway, thank you.
We know, thank you.
There's a spare
Mia's-
plate in the kitchen for her.
Mia's taking some time to herself
Thanks, Travis.
right now. She just wants some alone time. She'll be fine. I can take her plate later.
I hope
And,
she's okay.
Apparently, all of us thought of taking her food.
I know. I would like to take. We all want to take Mia her food because we all care about her. We've all known her. Well, most of us have known her for a significant period of time. Some of us a less significant period of time.
Yeah, no, I think it's
But
just me and Galloway who haven't really known her.
I said less significant. It doesn't matter how long or short you know someone for. You can still care about people.
Galloway raises an empty spoon to his mouth and makes an sound, and it's unlikely that Mia would want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meals.
All I know is I've heard some of the crew talking. I really don't appreciate them doing that.
No, but we can't stop them from talking. If you stop people from... actually, wait, before we have this conversation, are any of the crew here in the room?
I mean, the morning crew is probably filing in and out, grabbing their food. By the way,
Before I'm going
Travis.
to continue, I was going to like.
Yes.
real quick, Saren, before you continue. Travis, what are we having for dinner?
What supplies did we have on hand?
A lot of stuff. What are we having for dinner?
Oh boy. Well, I know
Beef
we at
Wellington.
least Sure, let's go with that.
What are we going with?
Beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington. Okay.
Making that
Fancy.
Ramsey proud.
Okay.
I'm
Alright,
so sorry, but my image of beef Wellington is very different than normal because I actually make those at my work, so I have a very different image in my head.
Oh.
So now, Saren, you may continue. I apologize for interrupting.
Look, like, guys, I don't know if you guys have lost anyone you've cared about other than Kyrie, obviously. We all know about No, I'm talking about Kyrie losing someone. Like, it's not easy. And if you pile that with having to be a leader, working with what we are, I mean, use the word family, it's not easy. It's difficult. You lose someone that you rely on to talk to who knows you as your best self. And then suddenly that's gone and you have to keep going and keep working. That takes a mental toll on people.
I really haven't
And
told
we
you
got
guys
used
this,
to
but I did lose my family while still living my life down in the depths. So I do know it. It is not easy, but it also does not make it easier with letting crew members run rampant with rumors.
which is why I was going to potentially suggest that maybe one of us who's known Mia and Jason for a little longer maybe go speak to her. Someone that maybe, I don't know that much about all of your lives. Haven't always been the best person with learning about your lives.
I have some experience with biological underlings. As it is, we should perhaps make an official statement.
That's what I mean. Like, we need one of us should talk to Mia and say, hey, we need to have an official story for the crew because we can't stop them from talking, but we need to stop any rumors from spreading because that's when we're going to start having issues, particularly if we end up going into a port. We need to get a lid on this rumor. We need to have Mia, whether she's in the right mindset or not, whether she wants to be or not, she at the moment is the captain, and an official statement, whether it's written or spoken from her, whether it's true or not what she said, we need some sort of official statement from her to make the crew feel more at ease. It is difficult what she is going through, but we also need her to make some sort of statement to the crew, because otherwise we are going to have massive issues with the crew, and then she's not only going to be dealing with all of our personal stuff that has been loaded onto her since we lost Caleb, since we've also lost Jason. She's then going to have to deal with dissent of the crew, and if that happens, families, businesses, parties just dissolve. And we can't have that happen, because if that happens, we will never get Kaylin back.
I respect your position on this, Saren, and by all means, if you would like to ask me what's going on, and you are correct, as someone who does know Mia longer than I have, I will step back from my offer, and I will check on Mia a little while later. You are correct. I might have overstepped slightly, so be my guest.
No, you care, Amber, and we all appreciate that you care about Mia. Like, We don't exactly know what happened with Black Razor and Sharia and all of that, but we do appreciate that you care about our party. But as someone who has gone on many a side quest that has ended poorly, being the friendly term, I might be in less of a judgmental place, maybe, because I've done worse. And I know that's not like the best way to like frame myself as someone for someone to talk to, but like, I don't know, I can't judge her for her actions because I've done worse. And I understand sort of where she's coming from. If that's okay, if someone else wants to do that, that's totally fine. But we've just got to solve this issue with the crew, and then we can look at Nia as a person.
And as I had said, if you want to speak to Mia, I won't stand in your way. I will simply check on her later. I have no issue with you being the one to check on her, providing the statement, or what have you.
Cool. Does anyone know what's actually happened with Mia?
I look over at Garg. I don't say anything. I just kind of side-eye a little bit.
Mia is just, you know, it's leaving Jason behind was one thing, and she, you know, we've gotten used to how things were without her being here, and maybe sometimes we think we may know the best way to do things, and you know what I'm trying to say is I think we're going through a little adjustment period as a team, all of us, and we're gonna have to come together and, you know, work together to overcome our obstacles and remember what brought us all here and just really work together as a team.
Always wise, Master Dwarf.
But we're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. That much I know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a feeling in my bones.
We'll always be okay, Garg. We've gone through worse, I think.
We definitely have, that's for sure.
I mean, we won the battle with the giant door. You won the battle with the giant's door. We met Malagos. We met Galloway and Hawks and Amber.
If I may,
Galloway?
the stories of these parties are legendary. My brief contact, this party is legendary. My brief contact with the world has given me many stories of your exploits and even more of your camaraderie. I'm sure you will get through this.
Galloway, you don't have to pretend to eat. We know you don't eat food. If anything, it makes it more weird that you're pretending to eat food. We all respect that you're trying to, like, pretend to be human. We all know you're not. Just don't bother. We appreciate it, but you do not need to pretend.
Galloway picks up an empty glass. Glug, 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 glug. Ah.
Wait, hold on. Has Gargamel shared breakfast with Galloway in the past, out of character?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I might. Maybe not breakfast.
We've eaten meals together for sure.
Yeah, there was the dinner before the hurried leave of the stronghold.
But it was so much less awkward because there was more than 6 of us at the table having an awkward conversation while someone's sitting at the table pretending to eat and making the sound effects of eating without actually eating anything. It makes it so much worse.
Saren, you misunderstand. I do not pretend to eat. I just eat magic.
I think it's funny.
I don't understand magic.
You see what looks like the flicker of a curve behind the grate?
I don't like that. But I don't do magic.
Any other dinner conversation?
So, Amber, how was your day?
It's fine if I don't think about being on a ship in the middle of the world's wettest desert for too long, and I had some lovely conversations with Garganov as he was manning the wheel. He has a fascinating knowledge on various rocks and minerals. I didn't realize that there were so many different kinds of granite.
Huh. And Hawks is just pondering all the types of possible rocks there could be.
Hawks is like, I didn't expect that much
And how about
information.
you? And how about you, puppy? How was your day?
I forgot about that part!
Why do you keep calling me puppy?
Amber laughs and snorts water out her nose.
It has been modified within my files that this is your preferred way to be communicated to.
Well, congratulations. That's how a nickname gets stuck.
Amber?
Galloway, could you inform Jessamine of this next time you speak with her?
No.
She doesn't
no.
yet know.
No. No. No.
I can pass on
Oh,
the knowledge.
That reminds me. I was supposed to pass on my regards to you, Hawks.
Aw.
From Jessamine.
She does care.
As dinner continues, I'd like each of you to roll 2 of your hit die.
Garganoth requires assistance.
Yes, Garganoth does require assistance.
Thank you.
I keep forgetting.
Oh,
1 sec. Sorry. My character sheet got closed.
So, because Travis did such a good job making this meal, each of you gain that many temporary hit points for the next 24 hours.
Yay!
So that was +9 for Saren.
I'll
That
take it. I don't
was-
have many left.
16 for Galloway.
Did you add them for me, Dumey?
I did.
Thank you, sir.
Galloway would say, I have an informative task that I am going to disguise as a game for the benefit of getting people to engage in it.
Oh boy.
You're not going to ask us to play 20 questions, are you?
Actually, I was going to say, what is your favorite historical happenings from the last 4,000 years?
Who
And why?
invented the hash brown?
Who invented a man named Hash, last name Brown?
My cousin.
He's a potato farmer. Got real bored one day.
You know, I really enjoy the invention of forks and spoons because under the sea, I just used a sharp rock.
That explains a lot about your table manners.
It's now canon.
How would you grind the stone down to a thin enough?
With a harder rock, duh.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, there is flint namping after all. Don't ask me why I know about it.
I can't wait to watch Mia throw you overboard in a duel.
I was under the impression that we would be dueling on the docks, but okay.
Either way, you're going in the water.
Hash browns.
That's perfect.
Oh,
From the perspective of someone who has commanded troops, perhaps in Mia's current emotional state, it is not a good idea to continue with that duel, unless, of course, Mia wants to, in which case it is up to them.
Could help her work off some stress. Otherwise, I'll ask her about it later.
Garganoth is going to gently nudge Malagos under the table.
Steps on her foot.
Roll to attack. Crit success. Breaks her foot.
You know what? Sure, why not? Let's do it.
Oh, let's
Sorry.
not. I was trying to see if I had like the capacity to have that kind of conversation. Because I know it's going to be a very in-depth and heavy conversation.
Go on, Gar. Roll for unarmed attack.
Oh boy.
Damn!
Damn, God!
Oh my god.
Sorry, Malagos.
Wait.
You just
okay.
hear a crack.
Yeah, just
Wait, Malagos,
thunk
what's your AC?
under the table.
My AC is open my card up.
It ain't 27.
22. No,
Okay,
it's not 27.
No, because if the 20 hit, Malagos would be knocked prone. That's what I was asking.
I mean, she's technically already prone. She's in a chair.
She would have gone proner in the chair.
And you're not
You would've-
trying. You're not trying for
Wait.
for death.
Did you nudge me or did you kick my fucking chair backwards?
My
Ooh.
words, my exact words were gently nudge under the table.
Yep.
And then I was a smartass and Dumey ran with it.
Well, Malagos still has her armor on, so we have to make sure that you nudged hard enough for her to feel it through her armor.
And while we're at it, reckless attack again.
Oh, you missed. You stubbed your toe.
Oh, that's a clip. That's a clip right there.
That's one painful toe stub.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Malagos
I
was
like to
eating
think
and
that-
just stops and looks at Gar. And it's like, can I help you?
Oh, I have tears in my eyes. Garganoth is going to really lower his tone. I think you should go and check on me at some point.
Malagos lets out a heavy sigh and just holds the finger up and goes,
The finger.
a finger. Holds a finger up.
It's flipping me off.
No!
So it could
Hey,
be.
the pointer finger. The one moment, please, finger.
How dare you suggest I go check on my friend? What's wrong with you?
I need to figure out what I'm going to say to her first, because I know I'm the problem.
Darren, are you slipping out unnoticed, or
I want to, but I know that's rude. Malagos taught me manners. I'm gonna be holding like Mia's dinner plate, being like, "Do you want me to go or stay or?"
Sharon, can you take her dinner? I'll have a chat with the crew. I promise I'll talk to Mia. I do. I need to figure out what I'm going to say first.
See how I listened to you when I didn't sneak off? I listened.
I'm proud of you. Do you want a gold star?
Is it made of real gold?
If I find one,
I know.
sure.
I'm gonna walk out.
Malagos, do you need me to craft a golden star out of one of these coins I was given by the merchant?
Sure, if you want to. That's your decision?
Gallo would take out his tinker's tools and start cutting away at the soft gold.
at this point, I think Travis would just kind of head up above deck to go have a smoke.
Okay.
I was like, the air is very heavy in here. I need relief.
I mean, he's been down there all afternoon, so
That's fair. That's very fair.
plus, smoking is not conducive to, cooking a good meal, so I haven't been able to grab a smoke. Anyway, if anyone else is doing anything.
I think we're doing the Saren thing.
I'm gonna knock really quietly on Mia's door and say, "Hey Mia, I've got some food."
Mia will open the door.
I'm gonna say, "I'm actually surprised you opened the door, but I can open all of the locks. Here's some food. Do you mind if I come in?"
Well, I didn't want to give you the chance to disrespect my request of not doing that anymore. And I'm hungry. So yes, please come in.
We missed you at dinner. It was weird to not see you.
Well, I believe that everyone deserves their own autonomy to take time to themselves if and when they need it.
What's happening, Mia? You've gone through a shitload over the past few weeks. You've lost Kaylin, who was your second. We left Jason behind, and it's all on you to keep everything together. I know that that's really hard, and I'm worried.
Well, believe it or not, this doesn't have anything to do with Jason. I am quite capable of functioning on my own, whether I would prefer it or not. Would I like him to be here? Yeah. I think I work better when he's around, but I've taken time to think about why he needed to stay behind, and I can't be a good partner if I'm constantly making him do what I want instead of respecting what he wants. So, I realize that a common trope for a woman is to not be able to function without a man, but I do ask for a little bit more credit.
I didn't mean not function. You're obviously able to function fine without Jason, but it makes it hard. Just like Kyrie is able to function without Kaylin. Doesn't mean that it's not as difficult not to have someone, a close confidant with you. Especially when they've just lost their second in command.
I think you might have it wrong. And by might, I mean you do. I am finding it very hard to be within Light's Gambit. Not because who I'm missing. If Kaylin was here, I think the same thing would be happening. But instead of everyone going to Malagos as their leader, they would have gone to Kaylin. What's happening is I am maybe alone in my thinking this, because it unfortunately seems to be incorrect or invalid, as I have come to know from previous conversations. I have been disrespected, and I've been bullied out of my position here within Light's Gambit. And I can only do so much, knowing that my only job here is to get you out of a shitstorm when that happens. But prior to that, you all function perfectly fine. I can't be that person. I can't. I cannot only be needed when you've hit rock bottom. I can't be responsible for digging you guys out again and again only when that happens. I have more self-respect than that. And if Light's Gambit doesn't need a leader anymore, I'm okay with that too. I think it just needs to be said, so I don't have to continue to feel undermined and invalidated. Because in a hierarchy world, if I am a leader and I say something and I ask something, it should at least be entertained. Should it not? Should it not at least be cause for a discussion? But when I say something and Malagos says something to the contrary, and everyone defaults to what Malagos says, might as well not have spoken.
Can I be really honest?
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, so I would expect it in return.
And this is no judgment from me. When you left, it was hard. Kaylin was halfway out the door, wanting to retire, but stayed because you were gone. Malagos stepped up. Because we had you as a leader for so long, we're able to function as individuals far more than when I first joined the party. We've all become independent versions of ourselves, amazing versions of ourselves. And when you left, we stepped up, and regardless of why you left, and that's none of my business, God knows the amount of times I've gone on little side quests. But when you left, it put a big riff in. And it's going to take time for that to rebuild. And yes, we started going to Malagos more during that time because Kaylin couldn't handle it. Kaylin was going through hell. So yes, we learnt to live without you because we had to. I'm not saying whether or not you should stay as a leader, because being a leader is something I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. I mean, my worst enemy is a leader, but that's beside the point. You need to do what is best for you, and by doing what is best for you, you will help the party. You will help us, because this isn't an army. We aren't soldiers. We're a really messy, complicated family that has arguments and bickering, and when people come and go and leave, it means things change. It's not anyone intentionally disrespecting you. It's just we had to learn to live without you, and we haven't gotten back into that. And you should be happy that we were able to live without you because you were such a good leader. If you hadn't have been a good leader, we all would have died while you were gone. But do know that we had to be more independent when you weren't there, because there was no one else. We had to rely more on each other rather than always relying on you. Every adventuring party needs a leader, whether it's like a captain like you or someone that we can go to when we can't make a decision amongst ourselves. We need someone there, whether that's you or someone else. But what I'm also worried about is the crew. Although you may not see it as us, as Light's Gambit needing you to be such a hands-on leader, which on occasion, yeah, we do, because we're messy. But the crew needs you. The crew needs a leader.
I have no intention of allowing innocent people to die or go down with this ship. I have no intention of stepping away as the captain figure for this particular mission, as there is no one else who has knowledge of how to run it, and I am scared for our lives if it falls into the hands of someone without the adequate preparations.
Would you be willing to make a statement to the crew tomorrow morning? Because rumors have started to spread about why you've been in here this afternoon. It's a small ship. Rumors spread.
I think
Tomorrow
that's
morning, could
fucking
we make-
weird. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I think it's fucking weird that I can't step away from the helm for a couple hours with somebody manning it. Like,
I didn't. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think that's a weird thing to have occurred. Frankly. Bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
I am not allowed
Absolutely.
to walk away. I stood there during an entire fucking fight. But, God forbid, I need a fucking nap or something. I just
We're
needed
always
to feel how I felt. I just needed someone to believe me.
Of course we believe. Especially I believe you. I've gone through horrible things. I will always believe you if you say this is how I feel. You'd do the same for anyone else here. You murdered a random person to protect us from your crazy psycho sword. Like, we know you'll always look after us. But if you need time, give your little speech to the crew and give yourself time. But the crew is antsy.
I will see everyone at breakfast. I will be bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to be the figurehead.
You're awesome. And as I'm leaving, I'm going to say, by the way, Travis thinks it might help you to blow off some steam if you beat him up and throw him overboard in the morning.
I've been told I'm not allowed to do this. Now people want me to do this. It's very confusing.
Oh no, we want you to. Travis wants to be thrown overboard. He was telling me at dinner that he stank so badly after cooking he needed a bath. Chuck him overboard.
Isn't Hawks always wet? Can't he just hug him?
Do you want Hawks to hug you?
No.
He goes on and on
Hawks is
about the
always
mucus. And he's always going about it's I'm not wet, it's my natural like mucus. Like, how did he pull Jessamine? I don't understand it.
Right. You would think there are a lot of potential suitors in that city. Ugh.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
I appreciate you coming to talk to me. A little advice for future potential conversations. When somebody is having a heartfelt moment and they're telling you how they feel, and if it involves anything around the realm of no one listens to me and I'm disrespected, maybe you empathize with them instead of trying to apologize for everyone. I get that people are adjusting and that the couple weeks that I was gone was confusing for everyone. But again, we all have our shit. And we all have been, like you said, handling it the way that we can. So, my whole point is if I'm not needed in this capacity, tell me I'm not needed. Because if I go on to believe that I am leading this group of people and I am not getting that vibe, per se, it's very confusing. It is very disheartening. So, if this is just a group that doesn't need a leader, so be it. We're not always going to. You said that we've advanced wildly in our own rights, but don't make people believe that they have a position that they don't have.
you have a position. I honestly believe you have a position within the crew, within the civilian crew. I don't know if you're the right person at the moment to be the leader for Light's Gambit. I empathize truly with what you're going through and how you feel. But I also know that emotions and having strong emotions when you're trying to lead and get work done is dangerous. And if you say, I want to stay with being the leader of Light's Gambit, you say jump, and I'll say how high. But I don't know if that's how everyone else feels. And that's not to dishearten you, I'm just being honest.
My door is always open, so let anyone know who would like to disband my leadership. Please come talk to me.
I think you need to talk to everyone as a whole group, Mia, about how you feel. Because we all have respect for you.
Yeah.
There's something to think about. And I'm always going to be an unjudgmental ear if you need it.
On your way out, if people are so inclined to continue whispering about someone taking a couple hours of a break, again, fucking stupid, tell them I have my period or something. They never ask questions after that.
I can just make Galloway do his whole purple-eyed, creepy, angry toaster spiel on them.
What is a toaster?
I don't want Galloway to do anything in lieu of me. Thank you.
Easy. I'll make up something. We got you.
Sure. I'm fine.
And then I'm
going to eat food.
Good. Travis would be most upset if you didn't eat his hard work. And then I'm gonna shut the door and leave.
Does Mia eat the food?
Yeah.
Roll your 2 hit die, please. 15.
Yay, Travis didn't poison anyone.
I mean, if we
Yes,
would have
thank
went with the
God.
first roll.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Travis hasn't poisoned
That would have
yet.
that would have been me going. I would have looked at that and gone, "Cool, we're going with rations tonight."
Alternatively, you would have accidentally cooked something that Galley could eat.
I think that's probably a good place to leave it tonight, because we are coming up on the 2-hour mark. So yeah, we'll leave it there for tonight. Remember, may the 4th be with you all. Enjoy the Revenge of the 5th tomorrow. And from those of us
Or
here...
today, if you're in my hemisphere.
Yes, or today if you're within the Australia people. Remember, my duo gamers, that there are 20 sides to every story. Roll for yours. Have a good night, guys.